part of our mission during this pandemic to bring you the real stories behind these numbers, the faces of COVID-19. Tonight, THV11's Ashley Godwin shares one Arkansas woman's story of survival and loss and the choices she would have made differently if she knew what she knows today.
Susan Reid describes her husband Jerry as an athletic and healthy person, so it came as a shock when they were both hospitalized with COVID-19, and even a bigger shock when the virus made her a widow. She hopes sharing her story will convince others to get vaccinated.
That is my senior year, which would have been, and that we look like just children.
Married for 47 years, Susan and Jerry Reid spent most of their adult life in Sheridan and expected to live many more years there together. But this year changed everything. After COVID hit, Susan scheduled vaccination appointments twice, but work got in the way and she canceled them.
I should have made it a more priority in looking back at hindsight, because I never really thought that COVID would have a special message for me, but obviously it did.
6 weeks later, they both tested positive for the virus. Doctors prescribed them medication, but their symptoms only got worse, leaving in ambulances to the hospital only 15 minutes apart from each other.
I think he was scared. I think he was afraid. We didn't know when we left, you know. That would be the last time.
The last time she saw him in person. Even though only rooms apart in the hospital, they were limited to only phone calls.
Jerry said to me, and he realized this, he said, "Can you believe how sick we are?" This was in a FaceTime conversation. I said, "I know."
Susan was able to go home 8 days later, but her husband never left his bed. He died on the ventilator.
He had a great personality. He has friends that were lifelong. I mean, I don't think I ever met anybody that didn't like him. And he was funny. He had a really wicked sense of humor.
Now Susan cherishes her husband's memories through pictures.
And I thought, look how cool he was.
Honoring the amazing man she lost too soon. Looking back, she knows she would have made one choice differently, getting the vaccine.
If I had had the hindsight, man, I would have scheduled it the very next day, or I would have gone somewhere and gotten it, because I do believe that if he had had the vaccine, he would still be here. I believe that.
Susan's doctors recommend she wait a couple months before getting the vaccine. She plans to get the shot as soon as she can next month.